Picture this. You've got $100 in your bank account, not $1,000, not $10,000, just $100. And you're standing in a store or scrolling on your phone or maybe just sitting at home thinking, what am I even supposed to do with this? Because the truth is, $100 feels too small to invest in anything meaningful, but also too important to just spend randomly. So what usually happens? You either blow it on something emotional, or you hold on to it so tightly that it never grows. And here's the uncomfortable truth, that $100 isn't the problem. Your system is. Because people don't become broke because they don't have money. They stay broke because they don't know what to do with small money. And this is where it gets really interesting. Because if you understand the right system, $100 isn't small at all. It's actually the seed of something much bigger. In fact, it can be the beginning of $10,000, or even more, but only if you stop thinking like someone who is trying to save money and start thinking like someone building a system. My name is Finlo, and I spend way too much time thinking about the 5-step money system that turns $100 into $10,000. If you're someone who always feels like you're starting from zero, struggling to save consistently, or wondering why your money never seems to grow, no matter what you do, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Look, I want to be honest with you from the start. Most people are taught completely backwards when it comes to money. They're told, just save more, cut back on coffee, work harder, but nobody teaches them how money actually grows, and more importantly, nobody teaches them how small money becomes big money. Because the difference between someone who turns $100 into $10,000 and someone who turns $100 into $0 isn't luck, it's structure. So, in this video, I'm going to break down a simple 5-step system that changes how you treat money at the smallest level. So, it compounds into something life-changing over time. And before you think this is some unrealistic, get-rich-quick idea, it's not. It's actually the opposite. It's slow, boring, disciplined, and extremely powerful. Here's the thing. Most people look at $100 and think, dinner, shoes, maybe a night out. But wealthy people see $100 differently. They see it as capital, not cash. And that distinction changes everything. Because cash is something you spend. Capital is something you deploy. Now you might be thinking, what's the difference? It's still just $100. But let me show you something. If you spend $100 on consumption, it becomes $0 in a few hours or days. But if you deploy $100 into a system that earns even a small return, 10% monthly return, aggressive but possible in small-scale skill arbitrage, side hustles, flipping, or early-stage investing, that $100 becomes $110, then $121, then $133. And this is where people underestimate compounding. Because at first, it looks slow, but it's not meant to look impressive in week 1. It's meant to look unstoppable in year 2 or 3. Here's what most people don't realize. The first $100 you grow teaches your brain more about money than the first $10,000 you earn later, because it forces you to think differently. Now here's where the system starts separating winners from everyone else. You don't invest the $100 directly for profit. You invest it into earning power. Let me explain. Most people try to turn $100 into $200 through trading, gambling, or random bets. But the real move is turning $100 into something that can repeatedly make money. For example, a basic online skill, editing, design, writing, a small flipping system, buy low, sell higher, a micro-business test, reselling digital services, or even tools that increase productivity. Let's say you take $100 and buy a cheap course or learning resource, $20 to $50. A simple tool or subscription, $10 to $30. And you keep the rest as working capital. Now instead of having $100, you have a money-generating capability. Now here's what most people don't realize. The goal is not to turn $100 into $10,000 directly. The goal is to turn $100 into something that can produce $10,000 repeatedly over time. This shift is everything, because once you learn how to earn $10 from a system, scaling to $100 becomes easier, and then $1,000 becomes a process, not a mystery. This is where psychology becomes more important than math, because mathematically, compounding is simple, but emotionally, people sabotage it. Here's how the loop works. You earn $10, you don't spend it, you reinvest it, then you earn $20, then $50, then $100, and suddenly something changes. You stop thinking like a spender, you start thinking like a builder. Now you might be thinking, $10 isn't even worth saving, and that's exactly why most people stay broke, because they don't respect small wins. But let me show you something. If you turn $100 into just $10 per day profit, that's $300 per month. And if you reinvest that properly, it doesn't stay $300 forever. It grows slowly at first, then suddenly. This is where discipline beats intelligence, because the system doesn't require genius. It requires repetition. Here's where things get really interesting. Most people think scaling means doing something new, but in reality, scaling means doing the same thing repeatedly with less emotional resistance. Let's say you find a way to turn $100 into $150. Most people stop there. Why? Because they feel satisfied. But someone with a system mindset thinks, how do I repeat this 10 times? Now suddenly, $50 profit times 10 cycles equals $500. Then $500 becomes $5,000 cycles over time, and you didn't change the method. You changed the repetition. Here's a simple truth. Wealth is rarely built from one big win. Now let's talk about the step nobody respects enough: protection. Because making money is one thing, keeping it is another. Let me give you a simple breakdown. If you turn $100 to $1,000 to $3,000 to $10,000, but you don't have any protection system, you can lose it all in one emotional decision. This is where most people collapse. So what does protection look like? It looks like not reinvesting everything blindly, keeping a portion stable, diversifying effort, not gambling it all in one place, avoiding emotional spending after wins. Now you might be thinking, so, I just hold the money? No, you structure it. Think of it like this: 50% reinvestment, growth, 30% stability, savings buffer, 20% experimentation, new opportunities. This is not a rigid rule, it's a mindset structure, because once you reach momentum, your biggest enemy is not lack of opportunity, it's overconfidence. Let's zoom out for a second. Why does this system work psychologically? Because it solves 3 core money problems. Scarcity thinking, $100 is too small to matter. Instant gratification. I want results now. Lack of direction. I don't know what to do with money. This system removes all 3. It gives meaning to small money, structure for patience, direction for action, and once those 3 shift, your entire financial behavior changes. Here's what most people don't realize. You don't need more money first. You need a better relationship with small money, because small money habits scale into large money outcomes. Always. Let's make this practical. Imagine 2 people. Person A spends $100. Person B follows the system. Month 1. Person B turns $100 to $130. Month 2. $130 to $180. Month 3, $180 to $250. Month 6, $500 plus. Month 12, $2,000 to $4,000 range depending on consistency. Now add skill growth, better decisions, and scaling. And suddenly $10,000 is no longer a fantasy. It's just time plus discipline plus repetition. Objection. This is too slow. Now you might be thinking, this is too slow, I want faster results. And I get it. Everyone wants acceleration. But here's the truth. Most people don't want to hear. Fast money is usually unstable money. Slow systems are what create permanent wealth. Because if you can't turn $100 into $200 properly, you won't handle $10,000 responsibly either. This system is not about speed. It's about control, and control is what creates long-term freedom. Let me leave you with this. $100 is not small. It only feels small because you don't have a system for it. But once you do, It becomes the first brick in a much larger structure, and that structure can change your entire financial future. Not overnight, but inevitably, if you stay consistent. So here's the real question. Are you going to keep treating small money like it doesn't matter? Or are you going to start building a system that turns small money into something powerful? Because the difference between those two decisions is the difference between staying stuck and building real financial momentum. If you found value in this video, subscribe to Exponential Gains for more simple, practical breakdowns of how money actually works in the real world. And I'll see you in the next one.